Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kaleidoscope of the Arts. I'm one of your hosts, Marie LaBrosse.
And I'm Gozion.
And I'm
And
Chris
Didi,
Sylvester.
It's our guest, Chris Sylvester, today.
okay, hi, Chris, and we're so glad to have you
Yes,
joining
we
us
are. Thank
today.
you, Chris.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Today, we're going to talk about a few subjects that we normally don't talk about, but at first, we're going to talk about the event that I'm the fundraising chair for. It's actually put on by the Northport Area Art Guild, and the Area Art Guild is one of their programs is the Northport Art Center. And let's talk a little bit about this event. Uh, to even find out about this event, Didi, where do they go?
Oh, please go to our website. It's northportartcenter.org, O-R-G.
And uh, to purchase tickets for this event, when is this event?
The event is January 15th, 2022, so it's only in a few weeks from now. It's at 4:30 p.m. Doors are open.
And why is it so early?
Because Marie wants to be there early.
Well,
She doesn't want to stay late.
well, a lot of people, and as you get older, and it doesn't even matter if you're older, you want to be done with your events by a certain time. And a lot of times, especially as you get older, people have trouble seeing. They want to be, they're in a home in bed a lot of times by 10 o'clock at night. And we don't want to keep people too long. And the dinner starts at 5:30. And
Yes.
when you go to www.northportartcenter.org, this is actually what you're going to see as a page that you land on. If you look here, you see those eyeballs, and then you come down here and you click on learn more about this event. And Didi, why do they do that? Why do they want to learn more about this event?
There is a lot of information to know. For one thing, we have the menu. What are you going to have for dinner? We have an awesome menu. We have entertainment for the whole night. So there will be a list of all the entertainers that you'll get to.
Well, let's talk about that, Didi. Okay, the date is January 15th. It's
Yes.
called Kaleidoscope of the Arts after our radio show, an intoxicating evening of discovery into the arts of Northport. Okay, where's it going to be, Dee?
It's going to be at the Plantation Golf and Country Club at 500 Rockley Boulevard in Venice, Florida.
And why do we have to have it there?
Because unfortunately, Northport does not have a facility that can hold the number of people that we need to have seats for and offer a dinner and drinks for any kind of event that's going to be large enough like we have.
Right. There's a Suncoast College that's owned by the school. You can't have alcohol there. Not that I'm a drinker or Dee Dee's a drinker, but we know that a lot of people with their meal like to have a toddy or two. And then another thing too is a high-end meal in a nice setting that you have are served with nice silverware and linens and all. So that's one of the reasons that we're having it up there. Why is the other reason too, Dee Dee? What's happening at the Art Center within the next 5 years?
Well, the Northport Art Center is looking to locate to a permanent home. Right now, we do rent from the city in a city building that was empty whenever the city moved the City Hall complex up to Sumter and Price area. And they wish to renovate the area we're in Dallas White Park. In the future, they have plans to do this, and the Art Center will need to find a more permanent home, a building of their own to be built, and we need to start a capital campaign to get the funds to create an art center here in the city, and that the city can be proud of.
Absolutely. And Dee Dee, this is one of our steps to accomplish that, correct?
Yes, it's a big kickoff to what Northport has to offer, and to introduce people of Northport and surrounding areas that want to support the arts and to learn how much they do have in their city. This is a way of introducing it to everyone in a fun way.
In a fun way. And one of the things that were showing up on the screen, Dee, oh, you don't have it on the screen because I didn't bring it up, is the meal that's going to be served. Go ahead. People are always interested in what kind of food they're going to have.
Well, I know whenever Marie and I had gone and talked to Plantation, we got the top of the line meal. We're going to have salad, and it's a house salad to start, and petite filet mignon with green peppercorn and brandied cream demi, and rosemary skewered shrimp with sun-dried tomato basil butter, a vegetable, a plated dessert, and a beverage. Now, if you are a vegetarian, that option is also available. So just let us know at time of ticket purchase that you'll need a vegetarian plate.
And to purchase your, let's talk about the performers that are going to be performing that evening. And Dee, we're really excited. Well, I don't know how excited you are, but I'm pretty excited. RJ Malloy, he's the station manager at WKDW 97.5 FM. A lot of people may not have seen him perform, but he's performed with the best of them. Arlo Guthrie is a friend of his, Pete Seeger. He was in the New York scene way back in the 60s. That tells you how old all of us are. And he's a very accomplished singer, songwriter, and also poet. I don't even have poet up there, but he's a poet. In fact, one of his poems was adapted by an artist, Dee, I don't know if you know this, over in Ireland, and they made a artistic piece in the harbor after his poem. He had, so we'll have to have him on one time and actually bring that up and showcase, what he ended up finding out kind of by a fluke, that somebody did take his poem and made a piece of art out of it. So
that's really interesting. Yeah.
Very interesting. He was in the Irish. It was a contest because he's considered half Irish. He has dual citizenship because his father was originally from Ireland.
Oh, that's nice to know.
Yeah. And then we're also having Jim Shirley. Now, in case you guys don't know who Jim Shirley is, he's the executive director of the Arts and Cultural Alliance of Sarasota County, and that's a chamber of the arts. If you know anything about the arts in Sarasota and Manatee County, they are the heart of them. They actually take care of stuff. They give scholarships and grants and different things within the art community in the area, and it brings over, in case anybody didn't know, over $400 million a year in the industry brings into the Sarasota County area yearly. So, and then Dee, talk about this little snag that you have going on.
The class of 2022, the leadership of Northport, are going to be our guests that evening. Normally, the Arts Center hosts them every year around February time for Arts and Culture Night here at the Arts Center. Well, since this year we're doing this big bash, they're all coming to the Plantation Golf and Country Club and then having a great dinner and getting to see all the kind of types of performing arts and visual arts that we have available here in the city of Northport.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to actually get up Iman's video here to get it queued to play.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to read everybody else while you're doing that?
Yeah, why don't you do that, and I'm going to queue up Iman so people can see.
Okay. This evening, the Northport Art Center has various artists that have donated, well-known artists in our area that have donated beautiful paintings and other pieces that will be live auctioned off. We also have the Northport Poetry Workshop that will be doing literature, poetry that they had written. We have the Charlotte Players. We have the Kumpfenbergs. We have the Rockbox Music School and Stage performing. We have the Northport High School Thespians. We have the Northport Symphony. We have the Northport Concert Band. We have the Northport Chorale. We have also Common Grounds talent will be playing. The Common Grounds is part of, I know, the WKDW radio stations right beside there that people can go and listen every week. We have Tammy Renee, a Christian country singer-songwriter. She was voted Singer-Songwriter of the Year in 2021, which is, she's a delightful woman. She was on our show last week. Beautiful voice. And then now we have Marie's going to, are you ready?
Yeah, let me bring her up. Oh, let's hope that let me do something. I think I didn't do something correctly. Hold
Oh,
on
okay.
a sec. Okay. Go ahead and talk a little bit about Iman, because Iman was involved at the Northport Arts Center.
Yes, she most certainly was. Iman Bisha, the beautiful singer. She was on America's Got Talent, and she also was the winner of the Arab Got Talent. Her father has a business in Dubai. Iman and her brother Jojo were in the Art Center summer camp for a number of years, and they've always supported the Art Center as a family, and we've always appreciated that. So
what we'll do now is we'll actually start this video so people can see what they're in for a treat. And I hadn't found this, I just found this one the other day. And Iman was supposed to be on tour all of last year, well, 2020, when COVID hit, with Andre Rieu, his orchestra, for his US tour. And they were able to do one show, and then it got canceled because of COVID. So it was kind of a disappointment to the family and to all the fans. But I would like you guys all to sit back and really enjoy. And that is a treat that we have.
Unbelievable, huh?
Unbelievable. I was able to see Iman at the Golf Theater just recently, and she was just, she's such a sweet kid. And we'll be having her on our show this Thursday. We're going to be doing a recording on Thursday, and Iman will be our guest. So everybody will be able to meet her too.
You know what time, Marie?
I'll get back to you on that.
Oh, okay. I just figured. I don't know what
Yeah,
time.
it'll probably be about noon. I know you have something at 2:30 that you have.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I want everybody that's listening now to tune in and listen.
Yeah, and just be watching for us to post that we're going to come on. Okay, well, with all that being said, please go out and buy your tickets. And one of the things I'm going to ask you to do is, I've just recently been diagnosed with breast cancer. No, it's not a fatal one. It's actually stage 0. It's nothing to, go crazy about. I'm just dealing with it. But I was just letting know last week. That's why I've been going for all this testing. And the reason we have Chris on is she's a breast cancer survivor. And also Rita Bertler will be coming on with us at a later time with dollars for mammograms for people that don't have the means, they don't have insurance to cover a mammogram. And most people put off getting something if they don't have insurance to cover it. So that's one of the things that we want to talk about a little bit here. And there's a lot of different ways, and I know everybody will want to pray and do all that kind of stuff, but there's a lot of constructive things that we can do right now for other people. And the reason I'm talking about it, because I wasn't going to talk publicly about it. I was telling all my friends just so they don't freak out and go through the rumor mill. I wanted to talk about it because I talked to my son, Jeff, and I don't talk about my family very often, but I have a son that's a minister, and he counsels people all the time. And he said, Mom, you would be doing a disservice to the people around you. Because she said, he goes, you do your radio show and you stream, and a lot of people in the area know you. And he said, if you come out and you make it that it's a person that maybe other people know that is going through this, that maybe it'll encourage somebody to go get a mammogram that may not have. And the way that they caught this, everybody, is because of COVID. I normally go for the yearly mammogram or every 2 years or so. And I hadn't gone for it during COVID. And I had to go for my checkup with my doctor. Then I go, Yeah, I haven't had that mammogram. And she said, well, we better get you in just for, she says, I'm sure it's nothing if you're just go in for your annual one. Well, I went in for my annual one, everybody. And uh, I've always had a problem with having denser breasts. And we can say some of these words on screen. And so I've had to go before where I have to go for a second follow up. Well, this one was just a regular mammogram, and I've had before the 3D one. Well, the doctor at and I have to do a shout out for regional radiology. They are super there. I can't say good enough things about how they are for customer service. They're really, really good. They have a doctor on staff too there that can read things right away. So
That
when I
is
went in for my mammogram, my doctor, they sent the results to my doctor, but they wanted to end up doing another digital mammogram and then an ultrasound. Well, when I went in to have that done, the tech brought me to the doctor. Well, when they're walking you to the doctor, there's something they're seeing. So he has the slides or the scans up on the screen, and he shows me what they're looking at. And he said, we see something here. It's calcium, um, yeah, a calcium deposit or, a cartilage thing going on. And he said, it probably is nothing, but we want to take a biopsy just to make sure. And let me tell you, I'm not having to wait too fast for any of this stuff. They have to send it to my doctor. I have Dr. Stephanie Shell. As soon as she got it, she sent out the order. I'm in there again real quickly. So it depends on your doctor how fast everything gets taken care of. And then they called up and scheduled my biopsy, which I had about a week ago or so. And I got a call from my doctor on Thursday, December 23rd at 4 in the afternoon. They were trying to get me into her office earlier. I got a call from her office at 2. And the way she handled that is she says, Marie, this isn't life threatening. You're not going to die. Was the kind that you have. But she said it came back from pathological liars. Yeah. That pathogen test that you do have breast cancer, and it's called DCIS. And if you're going to get a breast cancer, I think this is the one to get, and the reason why is stage 0. It was caught right away. And people, I wanted to express to everybody how important it is to get your mammogram, because this was just a normal everyday mammogram. It could develop into something larger, more severe than what I have right now, but it's being taken care of. Tomorrow I go for an MRI on both my breasts because they want to make sure they didn't miss anything. So I go for that tomorrow at radiology, regional radiology. And then as soon as I get the results, my doctor's sending me to the surgeon that she refers to, and she's up in Venice that they're referring me up to. So I wanted to let everybody know. I don't like the rumor mill thing going out there. Um, I had to talk to a lot of people because there are several other people in my immediate surroundings that have breast cancer, and men, my brother-in-law is just recovering from breast cancer. So just to know that men can have it. He's 80 years old. And the older you get, and this is something that I found out, my mother had breast cancer when she was 80. She's 94 now. And I talked to her the other day and I said, Mom, what kind did you have? And we discovered she has the same kind that I have.
Oh,
So, yeah, and so I go, okay. So I told my other 2 sisters to watch for it, because if I have it and my mom had it, and we're lucky we're not carrying that other gene that's making it worse
Yeah.
off than the other kinds. I know that I don't have to have chemo. I know that I'm not going to have a mastectomy. We already know that because of everything. But Chris, we're going to talk to you too about
Mhm.
your experience because you went through. You're on the other end of the spectrum.
Yes, thank heavens. Mine was found by mammogram. I wouldn't have known. The funny thing is, I had a mammogram up north. It was clean, but 6 months later, I had a gland under my arm that swelled up. And I put hot compresses on it and whatever. And I actually pressed on it, to kind of move things out of it. And I thought, well, it's nothing. I had a mammogram 6 months ago. Um, so I let another year go by. I was behind. Then it had been 18 months since I had my mammogram. I didn't realize that much time had got by. And by then, they have found a really large triple negative breast cancer that I could actually, it was large enough that I could feel kind of feel a lump here. Um, One of the first things they learn is they tell you to look for lumps, lumps. Well, I always imagined lumps as being on a surface, but actually you can have lumps like you've got down in cake batter. You know what I mean? Where you
Oh,
need to feel
sure.
around to find them. But so it was that second mammogram, and everything moved real quick for me, like it did for you. After that, I was up north, and I went through that thing of being there by myself, thinking it was going to be, routine, and then they start, and I actually, the gal that did my mammogram asked me if there was anything, and I said, well, this breast seems a little more full than usual. And as I was leaving the mammogram, she put her hand on my shoulder and she said, if we need to call you back for that one breast, we'll let you know. And right there, I was kind of like, you know, and so sure enough, I got in there, and then they did the sonogram, and everybody's looking real grave. Um, but I needed to come back to Florida, and I saw a doctor in Sarasota that immediately wanted to take my breast off, and um, it was a good sized tumor. I mean, we're talking like this, and it had fingers and stuff. It wasn't. So another doctor I had told me, he said if it was my mom or my wife, I would get them up to Tampa, up to
Moffat.
Moffat,
Yeah.
up to Moffat, yes, on McKinley, there, the breast cancer. And just by luck, I think I was assigned the top surgeon and consulted with him. And he said, no, what we want to do for you is chemo first, see how you respond to the chemo, and then do a lumpectomy. And um, it was great because I had a more aggressive, faster growing kind of tumor. But when it responds to chemo, it responds real well. And I had that, what they call complete response. So that when the chemo, they worked in, I went, I couldn't drive to Tampa for chemo, and we arranged chemo in Venice at Florida Cancer Specialists. And it was wonderful the way those two organizations, who they're not really affiliated, but they sent information back and forth and cared for me that way. So I had my chemo in Venice, and when I went back up to see Dr. Cernicki at Moffitt, they couldn't find anything there with their testing. Um,
Wow.
so they did a lumpectomy, and they took out what would have been the tumor bed had there been anything left. But so um, I I got surprised by, a big tumor and a bad kind, and didn't I didn't feel real positive about it, frankly.
Well,
And
it's
I
scary. It's scary.
yeah, it was scary. It
Very,
was.
very.
And you find yourself in a position of wanting and needing to comfort the people who love you too, and you want to keep up a brave face, and yet you think, well, I might really die, but I don't want to share that
Right.
exactly,
Right.
so it's just a thing. And um it was so efficient. They were fast. They took really good care of me. I had a couple of issues during chemo. My red blood cells bottomed out where I had to get infusions twice, and I got sores in my mouth really bad. And so the only problems I have left today are I'm chronically anemic, and my teeth are a mess. I'm in the process of, getting restoration, dental work, that kind of
Well,
thing.
and that's something that we should talk about the side effects too, because a lot of people don't know in education. In fact, Dee Dee, when I was talking to Lance today, Lance Broad, Amanda had gone through breast cancer, and hers was, the kind that she had to go through the chemo and everything. And we were talking today about how he was even educated that the doctor that they were working with, and that's who my doctor sending me up to her old office to have mine done at the same one that Amanda had it done at, with stuff. Now with chemo, Chris, did you lose your hair?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
sure.
and where did you get wigs, or how did you handle that? How did you do with your hair?
I just kind of went out on my own and bought wigs. There is help for that. At least Florida cancer specialists can help women, get them at a lower cost. There are ways to do that. Um, I bought a couple in Port Charlotte. There's a wig shop in Port
Right.
Charlotte. Yeah,
That's
I
a
had a
good
girlfriend
strategy.
who
Yeah.
who had a couple that she could give me, and I usually wore wigs when I went out, because I just enjoyed. If I felt up to going out and going shopping, I wanted the anonymity of not looking sick,
Right.
and just being able to do my own thing. Kind of at home, I was just bald, and my people that love me,
Yeah,
dealt
they
with
love
it.
you. Love
Yeah,
you.
and I was really well supported that way too. Yeah.
And that's another thing too. There are people out there that have no support. There's
Yeah.
nobody to surround them, and that's another thing, that if you know somebody going through this, and it's hard for people that are not ill to understand, or the word cancer just throws everybody else for a loop.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks death sentence, I think, when they hear that word, that you're fighting for your life. And like I said, with mine, it isn't life threatening. And actually, I'll bring up information up on the screen about it, because it says it right in the information. Now, Chris, did you have to go through radiation too?
I did. I
Okay,
did
so you had
after
both.
surgery, after a lumpectomy, which did not leave me scarred up badly. I've just got a small scar, and the doctor was conservative. It was in my lymph nodes, but he was conservative and only took out 4 or 5, I think, because they all showed clear after the chemo. But yeah, um, the care plan from the beginning was the chemo, surgery, and then radiation on top of that. And I went back to Indiana, where I was first diagnosed, to go through the radiation.
Okay, and you had good help. No, and that's one of the things. If you have a good physicians working with you, it really makes it
Oh
much
yeah.
easier. I have a relative, and I'm not going to say who it is or that the family knows who it is, but going through similar something to what you're going to be that you had gone through, and they discovered something in her pre-op, so she had to see a cardiologist, and now
Hmm.
she's just waiting to go back and have the surgery. Well, everybody reacts differently to when you get that, but
Yeah.
hers is like yours. They already know that she's going to have to probably go through chemo and maybe radiation, and there might be a likelihood that she has to have a mastectomy. That's a scary thought,
Hmm.
to have to go through that and deal with it.
Yeah.
And this person is by themselves. They have us for support, but when you have nobody in your household that lives immediately with you, you have to get help to come in, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was it for you getting in and up out of bed?
Uh, I wasn't horribly sick from the chemo. I mean, I had a baseline felt crappy, and tired. Um, but it it was uh, dealing with that mouth thing was hard. I had to use the mouth washes. I couldn't eat for a while. I had to postpone my chemo just for a little while. Um, that's when, if you have complications during chemo and they have to postpone it, that can be dangerous to you.
Yeah.
But we didn't have to postpone more than a few days. Um,
Yeah. I hate to have you back reliving the memories.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But I walked around with my hemoglobin at like 8, when it should be 12 or whatever, and I just
Oh,
kind of was like, um, I know I wanted to go see my family, and whenever I'd go to get chemo, they draw blood first and see where my levels were and everything before they give it to me. But I went in and I said, I'm sure that my hemoglobin is low and I want to go up north. Can we check it and see? I might need, and sure enough, I needed
a
an
transfusion.
infusion, packed
Yeah.
red cell infusion. I was walking around with a hemoglobin of like 6, so you feel lousy, but you can still be upright.
Right, you can still manage in that. One of the sites that my doctor had asked me to go to, actually, I'll put us on the side here, she said, just go to breastcancer.org. They have the information that you need there. And she
Mhm.
said, there's so much information out there, but this is the one that I trust.
Mhm.
So I wanted to let people know to go
Yeah.
there. And like I said, what I personally have is DCIS. It's called ductal carcinoma in situ, and it has
NC2.
yeah,
Mhm.
and what that is it is, let me see here. It's a non-invasive breast cancer. Ductal means that the cancer starts inside the milk duct. Carcinoma refers to any cancer that begins in the skin or other tissues, including breast tissue, that cover or line the internal organs. And situ means in its original place. DCIS is called non-invasive because it hasn't spread beyond the milk duct into any normal surrounding breast tissues. And DCIS isn't life-threatening, but having DCIS can increase the risk of developing an invasive breast cancer later on. So, and it tells
Sure.
more information about that. But just to let people know that I wanted to be honest with everybody about it, but mine isn't a life-threatening one. Uh, Comparatively to what yours was, Chris, because they had to do something, and mine may not even need radiology. And I talked to my mother about this. I said, Mom, I know you have radiology. She said it was my choice. And when I read, it is a choice. They'll give you a choice. But if
Mhm.
you don't take radiation therapy afterwards, when you have the 30% likelihood it'll come back. It
Uh-huh.
probably will come
Yeah.
back as DCIS, but you got to keep on being careful so it doesn't come back as another one. Dee, before we go on, I want to talk about our sponsor for the show because would you tell everybody who sponsors our show?
Our sponsor of our show is Wendy Namag. Wendy Namag has always been a supporter of the Art Center for many years, and she owns a business here in Northport, and it is a financial planning business, and it's called Namag Portfolio Investment Professionals, LLC. Her website is www.namac.com. Her phone number is 941-429-2911. And her email is wendy@namac.com. And she's been sponsoring our show now for quite a while. And we're very fortunate that not only does she support the Arts Center on a regular basis, but she also supports our radio show here at WKDW 97.5.
And she is also one of our sponsors for Kaleidoscope of the Arts, an intoxicating evening of discovery into the arts of Northport. And I want to bring up and actually mention all the sponsors that have been very gracious on becoming a sponsor for our event. And Dee, can you read it on the screen? Let me see if I can bring it up better. Can you see that?
Okay. Yes, I can see it. Our chamber sponsors is Rothko Signs and Designs Incorporated.
Did it go off for you guys?
Yes, ma'am, it did.
I don't know why it did that. Let me see. I lost it. Can you guys believe that? Okay. Let me see what had happened here. I don't know what had happened. Shoot. And it's not coming back up. Oh, man. You never know technology, people. Technology. I have to go like this. I'll take it. Man. Yeah. Remove from Streamery. Okay, I can
I was
actually.
going to pull up. You gave me an email with them. I was going to pull that up right now.
Yeah, I don't think I had everybody on there, but that's okay.
Well, you might remember them all.
Well, I can remember. Rothko and Achievia are the chamber sponsors, and they are sponsoring the class of 2022 leadership class, and they are paying for them to be able to attend. And then we have Worksite. Oh, actually, let's talk about the next one that's our platinum sponsor, and that is Raymond James. And that's for Mandy and Neil Kastanovsky and the other partner. I can't remember his name, but they came in as a platinum sponsor, and we're grateful. We are really grateful for them doing that. We have Worksite Employee Leasing came in as a gold sponsor, along with let me see who our other gold Gulf Coast Community Foundation has, and so has Seaport Optometry. They've all come in as gold sponsors. And then coming in as silver sponsors, Security Alarm Corporation, Freedom Rehab, Wendy Namac has come in as Namac Portfolio Investment Professionals has come in as a silver sponsor. So we are grateful for them. And then we do have Charlotte State Bank that came in as a bronze sponsor. Without having sponsors for the events or even for our show, it's very difficult as nonprofits to do things because what kind of service do we offer? I don't know. I mean, like at the radio station, we offer the service of a voice out there. And at the art center, you have classes and you do a lot in the community.
Yeah, we do a lot of outreach programs in our community, yes. And we can only do it with people that are supporting us as a nonprofit.
And talk about a couple of those programs that you do. We'll get back to what we were talking about, Chris, but I want to make sure that we recognize some of these sponsors. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I am so grateful for 3 sponsors that came in as postcard sponsors. We
Yes.
sent out 4,568 postcards. Yes, that is the accurate amount to the Welland Park people. We did not know how to reach them because they're closed communities, they're gated communities, and it's real difficult to get in those doors. So I reached out to one of our other show hosts, John Rawlings, that I tech for his shows twice a week. And I said, John, I've never sent out a mailer before, but I don't know how to reach these people. And I think they're our target market. I think that they would enjoy coming to our event. And I said, it's right at Plantations, right up the road from them. And so he actually got some of his people that he works with, Justin Box from Allstate, Hardin Insurance, which he does the Allstate part of that. And then also Angela Vance with Gulfside Mortgage out of Venice. They all came in as sponsors, and we were able to send out these postcards out to the Welland Park people. And they just went out last week, GD, and we already got a call yesterday. We almost sold 2 full tables just from one
Yes.
postcard going
Wow.
out. So we're very, very grateful to these sponsors. And like I said, we would have never been able to afford to send out those postcards if it wasn't for those sponsors. So
They made a
grateful.
big difference.
They
Yes.
really did. And just to mention these people.
And
Thank you.
I just want to do a shout out to John Rawlings, not only the Art Center, but other organizations that I participate in. He's always there helping other nonprofits in our community. He's really a great man, and he's really helpful to everyone. And I really want to thank him for being there for everybody. Because
Yeah,
it makes
and he
a
runs
difference.
the Buckeyes. He's a Buckeye fan, which is Ohio State. Is that who that is? Ohio State, and
Yeah.
he runs the Buckeye fan club. And they meet now at Twisted Fork and watch the games and that. But he's really did a tremendous job, and he's usually the man on the street for us with a radio station. He and I will do streaming, and he'll be out on the street. I do it from home or the radio station, and we did the Poinsettia parade today. This year for the city of Northport, Parks and Rec. We actually were the streamers for that. So those things happen, and you know what? Having these health issues as you get older. One of the things that I did learn, and I learned it before with my mom, through our doctors, is the older you get, the more risk you are at having breast cancer. So that's one of the things. If you think you're older and that you don't need to go for that mammogram, look at me, look at Chris.
It was my 60th birthday surprise.
Oh,
Yeah, surprise, surprise. And I'm 72 now, and it was the day before I turned 72. That was my gift.
Yeah.
Yes, Marie just had a birthday.
Well,
Yes,
Christmas Eve. Oh, here, let me talk about therapy I've been to, because anybody that's born around Christmas, my one brother is born the day before me, and then 2 years later, I was born on the Christmas Eve. And Christmas Eve was a big thing at our growing up for our families. They all got together, usually at my parents' home, and even as an adult, we'd always bring our kids there. I can't even count on a hand how many times. I don't know. I always got a gift. That was a combined gift. Oh, we spent a little bit more money on it because it's your birthday. I never had a birthday party until the radio station, thank you everybody, threw me a surprise birthday party.
Are you kidding?
Wonderful.
You never had a birthday party?
No, because there were 6 of us kids. However, it was Christmas Eve. Who's going to have us throw you a birthday party? And having 6 kids, and my other brother was the day before me. So, yeah, we never had a birthday party, and I'm pretty sure my younger brother, and I know my younger sister, my other sister had them. I know those three
Oh,
had them, but no, never. Whiner, whiner.
oh, I feel so sad.
Yeah, you know what? It's okay. I think I'm over it. I might have to go through a few more therapy sessions, but you never
Yeah.
know. That's one of the things too. One of the reasons that we're talking about having breast cancer, that my son reminded me of the platform. He said, Mom, you have a platform. People do follow you, people do know who you are. If you talk about it and make it where it's a not to be so scared, if you get one person to just go for that mammogram, just one person to go in there, then you accomplish something. So I said, okay.
Absolutely.
I had to talk to Dee. I had to talk to other people. I made phone calls to different people. Should I do this? And I had a couple people that would not themselves do it, but they said, yeah, they see the point. Actually, Megan Bisha, Iman's mom, encouraged me to do it too, because she
Nice.
said, yeah, you have a platform, and when somebody is more well known, when they talk about it, it makes it normalizes it, or makes it
Yeah.
not so
Mhm.
scary to have it done. And let me tell you, that biopsy, I don't know what kind you had, Chris, but at regional radiology that I went to, they asked me when I came into the tech room, what kind of music do you want? And I
Yeah,
go, what do you mean? What kind of
I
music?
know. I know.
And I
Isn't
go,
it amazing?
yeah. And I go, Michael Bublé, you know?
Yeah.
And they said they've never had anybody ask for him. And it was
Really?
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. And then they had one tech, all her whole job was to keep me occupied so I didn't watch and get stressed out about what they were doing on the other side. So she's talking to me. We're talking history, because in case anybody doesn't know, I have another show called Sleuthing Eye Opening Tales of the Past, and it's about history. And I love history, and I know a lot of the history of the area. So we're talking about different things, and I'm going into some skeletons that have happened in the past up in the Northport area. And I'm going, and meanwhile, the doctor and the other tech are working on me on the right side where they have to do the biopsy. And they go, you're going to feel a little pinch. And I felt this little pinch that they were putting in lidocaine to numb it. And then they warned me about the noise. I would be hearing different noises, not to be startled by it, because they were drilling or doing whatever they were doing. Yes, and they did that a couple of times in that. And they were so efficient. I wasn't even sore that night. They
Wow.
were so good. And for me to say that, because I'm a wimp for going for stuff, let me tell
Well,
you.
our Florida cancer specialist and Moffitt were unbelievable in the personal care and the courtesy. I've never seen anything like it. I didn't think that level of care and attention to detail and everything existed
Customer
anymore.
care.
Service is not what it, you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
expect good service anymore. And they were just incredible every step of the way.
No,
And
they
we're so
just opened.
fortunate.
Yeah, they just opened a new center now, right by City Hall in Northport, the Florida Cancer Center.
Yeah, did they?
Is that open now, Marie? Or is it just
I
open?
believe so. I think they had the ribbon cutting. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Uh-huh.
Good, good.
yeah,
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it
Yeah.
being built.
yeah. So that's
Nice to know.
another thing. Well, just for all of our audience out there, we have to end our show right now, but we would like to really thank you for tuning in today, and to take heed of the message that we're trying to send out to everybody. You have to listen to your body and listen to it, and you have to be your own advocate to actually say, okay, not get in your own way, and you got to go take care of some of the issues your body's trying to tell you. However, I did not have a warning. This was just a regular mammogram. I didn't have any lumps. I didn't have any pain. I didn't have any indication that I had something going on with that. So, and with you, Chris, you were feeling the lump. You were feeling that, and you had pain with that.
No, no, I was really clueless, though. I really was. I did not suspect that I had cancer at all.
No,
No,
no.
no, it was a mammogram. Totally found it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I had told Dee when I was going through all these tests, and I said, Dee, I'm sure it's nothing. And I kept on saying that, I'm sure it's nothing. I said, I'll be very surprised if it's something. The prize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, for all of you people out there, if you want to do anything, go and buy tickets for Kaleidoscope of the Arts, our event. That'll take some stress off of me going out there to make sure that we're getting people buying tickets. I know with COVID, people are, a little bit nervous about getting together in events, right, Dee? But
Yeah.
we'll try to make sure everything's safe for everybody, and just be careful. Just be careful.
Absolutely.
Oh, and the best off thing that you can do is wear a costume. Come dressed as your most favorite character from anything, or come as yourself. And you know what I will be coming as? The Hat Lady.
Coming as yourself.
Yeah, as myself. I'm going to be wearing different hats.
Oh, well, Marie, I wanted to especially thank Chris for taking the time of coming today. She's a wonderful artist here at the Art Center, and she's been part of this Art Center for such a number of years before I ever even was started here. And I know it's a personal story, but if one woman listens to it, can be successful and not be as afraid. And one woman gets a mammogram because of what Marie went through, then that makes all the difference in the world. And I really thank you, Marie and Chris, for telling your stories and helping others. Thank you.
And thank you. And I think this is Michelle Moore out there talking. Love you, girls. Thanks for the push. Yes, I need to get that mammogram. And
Yeah.
when's the last time you had yours?
Oh, at least 2 years because of COVID. I
we need to
didn't
get
start
Dee
it
in
because
there
of COVID.
too.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. See you again. Actually, we'll see you on Thursday with Iman Bisha.
It was Dar. Dar was the one who decided.
Oh, Dar. Oh, thank you, Dar. Yeah, Dar.
That's our new president there, Dar Kramer.
Yeah, she is our new president.
Yeah.
Thank you all. See you
Thank
again
you.
next week on Kaleidoscope of the Arts.
Bye-bye. Thank
you for
you.
having